Fine, what up? It's your boy E, but not only boxing, bringing that toe-to-toe value that's undisputed in this industry. Y'all need to stop with this toxic nonsense, barbaric insanity. You know, this rhetoric, man, that Billy Joe Saunders quit. This man did not quit. You cannot put him in the same category as Albany Ildrum. Albany Ildrum was the one who quit, all right? Billy Joe Saunders' corner was the ones who stopped the fight last night, man. Y'all need to stop it, bro. Y'all need to stop it, bro. Canelo Alvarez, I'm going to give this man credit, bro. He was getting beat. He was getting dominated from the point of view and the perspectives of mine and everybody else who was in my house last night who was watching that fight, okay? We all had Saunders up, called Froch. I don't know what fight he was watching. Canelo Alvarez was not up in that fight. He was getting beat, but we gotta give credit where it's due. Like a true champion, Canelo Alvarez was able to dig deep, and he connected with a perfectly well-timed, just outstanding uppercut. That was one of the best uppercuts I've seen placed in boxing history, man. I'm gonna say that, bro. I'm gonna give Canelo Alvarez that much credit, man. You know what I'm saying? But until he steps up to fight one of the four horsemen, man, he's gotta fight either one of the Charlo twins, David Benavidez, or Demetrius Andrade for me to place him into the top 10 fighters of all time. That's the only way I will come to a compromise, is because that's the God honest truth. If Canelo Alvarez, if he manages to evade those four fighters, right, and retire, you know, without having one of those names on his resume, bro, I will never, ever put him in the top 10 category pound for pound fighters of all time. But I'll be honest with you, bro. If he can find the heart, if he can find the balls to fight one of those fighters in their prime and have the negotiations and the financial terms fair and square, bro. If he does that, man, then, you know, my respect level will shoot up for Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line, bro. That's the truth, man. Y'all not gonna come on my comment section. Y'all not gonna come on my page and bully me around just because I'm telling the truth about Canelo Alvarez. He's dirty. He's been dirty. His boy is not only a coward, he's been ducking all of the smoke for years. Y'all talking this undisputed crap when he had a shot at undisputed at 160, and he ducked Demetrius Andrade the same way he's ducking him now at 168, when Andrade is fighting in a champion at 160, and he's willing to move up to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez and willing to accept any financial terms. But we all know the end of that story, that Canelo will never fight him. He's talking tough behind that shield. I will never respect Canelo Alvarez until he steps up to fight one of those four horsemen that will give him a challenge in the ring, period. I will hope that Caleb Plant is the fifth wheel in this argument. I will hope that Caleb Plant has the ability to stop Canelo Alvarez. He does have the ability to outbox him. We've seen that over and over again with Canelo Alvarez, but Caleb Plant will have to stop Canelo Alvarez. And I don't see Caleb Plant having that much ferocity, you know, so that much firepower to stop Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has to fight one of the top dogs. He know that. We know that. That's the truth, man. Y'all will never knock me off of that square, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's because Caleb Plant, if he manages to defeat Canelo Alvarez, we're going to let him have it, and rightfully so. But I don't see it. He's on the path, right, to becoming the undisputed champion in the weakest division in boxing, where there's not one black champion that will stand in his way. We got to see what Canelo Alvarez is going to do after Plant, okay? I'm not looking past Caleb Plant, but I'm just saying, you know, considering the circumstances, what happened last night, because see, last night was the fight where Canelo Alvarez, to keep it 1,000 with you, man, that was the fight that if he was able to get out of that fight with a knockout, you know, game over, bro. He's too strong, you know. He's the cash cow. He was able to get away with $25 million last night. And these fighters, man, they got to come to a compromise, bro. They got to do it the way Billy Joe Saunders did, man. They got to accept the $3-4 million or whatever to step up and knock this guy off. You feel me? And we already know the ones who have the most potential of knocking him off. Okay? I don't know how the story is going to end with Caleb Plant, but I will hope that Plant steps up, bro, and doesn't get stopped in this fight. And what's going on with the United Kingdom, man, with these eye injuries? That's a big elephant in the room, man. We gotta discuss that, bro. It's because Daniel Dubois was stopped for his eye. Kell Brook was stopped for his eye. Now Joe Saunders was stopped for his eye, but he did not quit. And y'all will not stand here and put this man in the same category for Albany Yildirim when Billy Joe Saunders looked excellent last night, bro. He outboxed Canelo, outfoxed him for 8 rounds. I will give Canelo Alvarez that last round, okay? But for 7 rounds out of 8, Billy Joe Saunders had the best of Canelo, bro. But the mark of a true champion, and I will come to a compromise and say this, man. If Canelo Alvarez is clean, you know what I'm saying? That uppercut was one of the most well-timed, accurate punches I've ever seen placed. I'll give him that, bro. That was an excellent, well-timed uppercut shot. Blessings to Canelo Alvarez, but he's still a whole out here, and he's still a coward. You know what I mean? Until he fights one of the 4 horsemen. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment box below. Billy Joe Saunders, man, I'm praying that you get right. I pray that your career continues. It's because, bro, you're a great fighter, man. Ignore these haters. Ignore these Cinnabon Man fans, bro. You know what I'm saying? We know what went down last night. We know that you were a true champion, and we know that you ain't quit, and we know that you was dominating Canelo Alvarez up until he hit you with that perfectly well-timed uppercut, all right? Canelo Alvarez will never be top 10 until he settles the score with one of those 4 fighters that has the potential to stop him. That's the truth. We'll never ignore the truth, and we will not scratch it off of history until we see one of those fights happen. Until then, Canelo Alvarez is a coward. But if he can find it in his heart, if he can find it in his balls, right, to step up to fight one of those 4 fighters, all is forgiven, bro. All is forgiven. You know what I'm saying? He'll immediately be bumped into my top 10 pound-for-pound fighters of all time if he could just manage to give us those fights. But we already know the Cinnabon is a coward. He'll never do it until he either sees one of those guys take a loss, he either see one of them get confident and become vulnerable in some kind of way. That's the only way he'll fight them. He will always duck the threatening forces that will, that has the potential of putting it into his reign. Until then, bro, he's a coward. He will always be a coward. But at the same time, bro, if he finds it in his heart to fight one of those 4 fighters, I'll give him top 10 pound-for-pound status. And if he manages to defeat one of them and make one of them quit, Canelo Alvarez will immediately be bumped up into the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters of all time. All right? But until then, until we see that, bro, he's still a coward, and that's the God honest truth. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment box below. It's your boy E, but not only boxing. Signing out to the next one. Holla at your boy 100. Woo, out.